Under that topic, we are going to discuss about six subtopics. First one is photosynthesis. Second one is structure of a leaf. And third one is we are going to discuss about how photosynthesis and respiration affect each other and what are the differences in them. Fourth one is factors affecting the photosynthesis. And in that topic, we are going to discuss about how the factors are going to affect the rate of photosynthesis. And fifth topic, we are going to discuss about plants' uses for glucose. And in sixth topics, we are going to discuss about some practicals in this unit. Okay. So what is photosynthesis? Basically, photosynthesis is the process by which plants make starch. So photo means light. Synthesis means we generate high molecular weights from the simple molecules. So photosynthesis simply means we use light to generate starch. Okay. So our first topic is we are going to discuss more about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the plants use simple organic molecules like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and light to make glucose and oxygen. So the light is the energy source of photosynthesis. This is the process. So the light is given to the plants, and plants use carbon dioxide and water to produce carbohydrates. Okay. So this process happens in a plant leaf through in the chlorophyll. So this is the equation. You need to know this. So we use carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophylls to make glucose and oxygen. In this photosynthesis, the light energy is converted into the chemical energy. So products of reaction contain more energy than the carbon dioxide and water, because products of the reaction contains the energy of the lights. So we talk starch is the end product of the photosynthesis. So it is the main storage of carbohydrate made by plants. Why it is the main storage? It is because it is insoluble and it's a compact molecule and it can be broken down easily. And starch only made in plants that contain chlorophyll. Okay. So basically the leaf and plants are the nature's food factory. Okay. So our first topic, photosynthesis basics, is now finished, and we are going to talk about where the photosynthesis happens in a leaf. So we need to know the basic structure of a leaf. Okay. So leaves, as I told you previously, it is the plant organs which are adapted for photosynthesis. So for efficient photosynthesis, leaves have a larger surface area and they contain many chloroplasts. Chloroplasts contain chlorophyll. And for efficient photosynthesis, they need supply of water and carbon dioxide. And also they need to carry away the products of photosynthesis to make more and more by end products. And for efficient photosynthesis, they have to release the end product. So they have to release the oxygen made by the photosynthesis. This is the external and internal feature of a leaf. So leaf has mainly three parts. They are upper epidermis, lower epidermis, and middle layer, which is called mesophyll. So in upper epidermis, there is a layer of cuticle. Cuticle is the waxy layer. So it prevents, it usually acts as a barrier, and it also prevents water evaporation. And in middle layer, there are palisade cells and spongy cells. So you need to know rough basic details about these layers. So in epidermis, there are upper and lower epidermis, and they contain few chloroplasts. They are in epidermis. It is not the main function of photosynthesis in the epidermis. main function of epidermis is it reduce water evaporation and it acts as a barrier. And there is still some photosynthesis in the epidermis. And in lower epidermis, they has stomata between guard cells. This is the guard cells, and between guard cells there are stoma. It's like a pore. So the stoma helps carbon dioxide to diffuse into the cell and allow oxygen and water to diffuse out from the cell. Okay, stoma is only in the lower epidermis. In upper epidermis there are no stoma. Okay. In middle layer there are palisade mesophyte. They contain hundreds of chloroplasts. So it is the main site of photosynthesis. You can see this layer. It is the palisade mesophyte and they have many chloroplasts. So it is the main site of photosynthesis in a leaf. So next layer is spongy mesophyte. They contain fewer chloroplasts than the palisade mesophyll and they have air spaces. So it is the main gas exchange surface area of the cell. So they contain more spaces, can see, and they contain fewer chloroplasts than the palisade cells. Okay, so there are air spaces and they helps to air to go to the stoma. Okay, and there is xylem. It is like vessels in a tissue. It is the transport system of the leaf. So it forms a continuous transport system throughout the plant. Okay. Then next one is the phylum. It is also a transport system and carry away the products of photosynthesis. This is xylem and this is phylum. So we are going to go to our third topic, which is photosynthesis and respiration. So as we talked previously, light is needed for photosynthesis. So sorry, this note is not included in here. Photosynthesis during day it happens as there is light, but in night there are no light, so there is no photosynthesis at night. Okay. So when the carbon dioxide get as a product and oxygen is expelled. As I told you previously, the end products contain more energy than the in products. Okay. So we have to compare what is respiration versus photosynthesis. So the respiration is the exact opposite of the photosynthesis. It uses glucose and oxygen, and the end products are carbon dioxide and water. So in respiration, the gas in is oxygen, but in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is used. In respiration, gas out is carbon dioxide, but in photosynthesis, the end product is oxygen. So respiration happens at all the times, but photosynthesis is happen daytime only because light is needed for the photosynthesis. So when we look at the equation, respiration, oxygen and glucose is used, and the energy goes to outside. But in photosynthesis, carbon dioxide and water and energy is used, and glucose and water is produced, and glucose is the end product, and it is like storage for the storage end product of photosynthesis. So we talk about in only the daytime photosynthesis happens. So when the intensity of the light gets higher, photosynthesis also speeds up. But at certain level, photosynthesis is levels off in high intensities. Okay, because there are limits, short supply of other products. So when the light gets increased, but the other products won't get increased, so the photosynthesis levels off. Okay. So when we talk about photosynthesis, So we have to talk about what are the factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. Okay. The main factors are light, chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, temperature. Temperature wasn't included in the equation previously. So we are going to talk about in next slides how the temperature going to affect the photosynthesis. Okay. In light, I told you previously also the graph, when the intensity of the light rises, rate of photosynthesis is increased up to some amount, but eventually it will reach a maximum rate because due to the short supply of other factors, because other factors have a limit. So after reaching that limit, increase in the light intensity will not affect the rate of photosynthesis. Okay. The next one is chlorophyll. It's the green pigment. Chlorophyll is the one which absorbs the light energy that needed for the photosynthesis. Okay, so the chlorophyll is also a limiting, somewhat limiting factor because we can't increase the chlorophyll amount in the plant. It is like constant amount. So how is the temperature going to affect? So photosynthesis is also an enzymatic reaction. So when the temperature rises up to some level, we can increase photosynthesis. But when the temperature go beyond, the enzymes can get denatured. So it is also a rate limiting factor. Okay. So at optimal temperature, there is maximum rate of photosynthesis. In carbon dioxide, usually we say carbon dioxide is the factor which holds up the rate of photosynthesis because carbon dioxide, when we take normal atmosphere, the 78% of air contains nitrogen, 21% contain oxygen. The other all gases contain only about 1%. From that 1%, only 0.03 to 0.04 amount percentage contains only carbon dioxide. So, as we talk, so the limiting factors for photosynthesis are mainly light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, and temperature. So, this is the graph how they affect. Okay. So, the plants uses glucose and what they use it for. So, we have to discuss how the plants uses glucose. So plant uses glucose for respiration and they use sucrose for transport and starch is the main storage form. And cellulose, which is a polysaccharide, it makes the cell walls. So it also contains for chlorophyll, lipids, and proteins and DNA. That all molecules it's a content of glucose. Okay. So we talk about different types of carbohydrate like starches, sucrose. So how are they made of? So the carbohydrates are like simple and complex molecules. Simple molecules like monosaccharides they are only component of one one uh, one building block as disaccharides 2. Complex one, polysaccharides they are contain more than 2. So monosaccharides are the one glucose, fructose and galactose. So disaccharides are the ones, they are composed of monosaccharides. So they are maltose, lactose and sucrose. So monosaccharide and disaccharides, they can compound and form polysaccharides. They are starches, fibers and glycogen. Okay. So we talk about some practicals in your unit. Okay. First one is leaf starch test. So in this test, first we have to boil the leaf in leaf boil the leaf. Then we have to boil the leaf in ethanol. So after that, we have to put the leaf in cold water and when the leaf is cold, we add iodine solution. Why do we do many steps to identify stage? So this is why. First, we place leaf in boiling temperature. The purpose is to stop all chemical reaction. We have to stop all chemical reaction in the leaf and make it dead. So in boiling in ethanol, we remove our I talked you previously in upper dermis, there is a cuticle. So it acts as a barrier. So we have to remove that cuticle layer. So remove the outer waxy layer. So we boil it in ethanol. So it also decolorize the leaf. So we wash in cold water because to the boiling, the leaf is somewhat rough. So we have to soften the leaf. At last, we add iodine solution to turn the parts of the leaf that contain starch into a dark blue black color. So these are the color differences. The A is the leaf before test. B1 is the decolorized leaf. It is after boiling in the water and boiling in ethanol. C is the one which is color stained from the iodine. So in practical too, as I told you previously, carbon dioxide concentration is a limiting factor. So we have to prove carbon dioxide is needed for photosynthesis. So we add a component that absorb carbon dioxide from the air. So we add soda lime to absorb the carbon dioxide from the air. Okay. In third practical, we use the basics as hydrogen carbonate indicator solution. So it will show the effect of light on the exchange of carbon dioxide on the leaf. So this is we use as a control. There is no leaf. In tube D, we placed it in a darker environment. So there is also no change. In tube B, there is light, all the sources. So the carbon dioxide in the tube B is used for photosynthesis. So the carbon dioxide amount in the tube B to get decreased. So the hydrogen carbonate in solution will turn into purple color. Okay, that are the main points in the practicals. So shall we remind this session? So basically in this session we talk about the nature's food factory, which are the leaves. So we talk about photosynthesis and the factory, which is the leaf, how they are made of, and how the photosynthesis and respiration differ from each other, and how the factors affect photosynthesis, and how plants uses the product glucose for their needs, and some practicals. Okay.